I was driving my $2 million Rolls Royce, but I purposely wore muddy shoes, wrapped myself in an old coat, and dressed like a migrant worker to head back to my hometown, 3 kilometers from home. I parked the car and started walking, just to show up in the most humble way to see my parents. To avoid showing off, I tossed the priceless Tian Shan snow ginseng into a plastic bag, planning to give it to my mom as an ordinary gift. The reason I stayed low-key was because I didn't want my current status to make my brothers feel small. But as soon as I got to the gate, my mom saw the plastic bag in my hand and instantly showed a look of disgust, just when things got awkward. Thankfully, my uncle came over to ease the tension. He was the only one in the family who truly cared about me. He warmly welcomed me inside, said we could talk behind closed doors. But the moment I stepped in, my 2 younger brothers came in with mocking tones. They stared at me and sneered, said I was a disgrace to the family after failing in the city. I smiled gently and politely asked how they'd been all these years, but that only made them laugh harder, mocking me for having a sense of pride from picking up trash in the city. My mom heard all of this. Not only did she not defend me, she smiled and linked arms with my brothers and pushed me aside, told me to stay outside and carry things. I softly told her that I hadn't been home in a long time and wanted to chat with her for a bit. But she scoffed, said a useless son like me couldn't help the family anyway. At that moment, my smile froze. But for the sake of family peace, I swallowed my pride and stayed silent. But what they didn't know was that the man they looked down on was actually the chairman of a global corporation with businesses spread all over the world, and my 3 daughters were already incredibly successful. At that very moment, they were preparing a grand surprise to bring me home for the new year, but they didn't know I had quietly returned just to celebrate my mom's birthday. When they found out, the 3 of them immediately boarded a private jet and headed to the village. Meanwhile, under my mom's orders, I quietly helped move things. Then my uncle came over secretly, handed me a gift box, said he was afraid I didn't have money for a present, so he prepared one for me, told me to give it to mom. I shook my head and told him the snow ginseng I brought was a rare treasure. It just had different packaging. He thought I was too embarrassed to admit it, so he insisted on covering to me. But unfortunately, my 3rd brother saw it. His face darkened as he grabbed the box and shouted, calling all the relatives to come judge. He accused me of being fake, said I used our uncle's gift to pretend I was thoughtful. 2nd brother chimed in, mocking uncle for being biased toward a migrant worker. I felt a sharp pain in my chest, but still held back my anger to explain that uncle helped me out of concern. But 3rd brother refused to listen, cursed at me for being useless. 2nd brother backed him up, said he'd rather give the gift to a beggar than show me any kindness. Hearing that, my heart turned cold, but I still tried to stay calm and said, we're all family. Why draw such hard lines? They just laughed even louder. At that moment, I finally understood that in their eyes, I had become a joke. Seeing this, I decided to fight back, and just then, a loud roar came from outside the yard.